Hi guys, welcome to Love and Info with your host, Love and Info. You know what I want to do one day? I want to once I'm super famous, I want to host a really I want to be the Tyra of YouTube. So how's everybody doing? So I just decided that today we're going to talk about the power of how are you. And I literally just decided that because 5 seconds before that I had all of these notes ready to read to all of you guys, just random shit because I didn't know what the fuck I was going to talk about. There goes. The power of how are you. The power of showing interest in someone could really even save a life sometimes. It's pretty fucking crazy, you know? So let me just tell you guys about my day yesterday and today. Yesterday I made a very, very, very dramatic video. But it's okay, because that's how I felt, you know. There is something I want to read. Okay, I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. Oh, here you go. Yeah, I want to read this one. So, yesterday I was having a really weak moment where I was this far from using and I didn't. It's usually always a fight in my head, and by the time that it becomes physical, I just give in. Very little times it has become physical in the last couple of months, but I do, you know. And yesterday I didn't, and it's been in my head for a while. And I've noticed that I'm really good at staying in my head when I have an issue, which is not good. I have to learn to speak up more about what's going on with me, because if not, it just feels really bad when you realize that you're going through something and that absolutely no one knows what you have been going through. So there's no escalation. There's just you blowing this huge cloud of smoke at someone's face, you know. But you live and you learn. You know, the last couple of days, something was just bugging me a lot, and it was just buggy in me. And I was trying to just make my best out of it, because my life is actually going so fucking well that I had a lot to just take my thoughts away from all the negative stuff, you know. And yesterday morning it was just But thanks to a very special little person in my life, I was able to just relax all day. And it wasn't thanks to him, it was just I literally just slept all day today. And yesterday too. And sometimes you just need to be held and tell yourself that everything's gonna be okay, you know? So it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to fuck up. It's okay to be wrong. And it's okay to feel anything you want to feel. It's all part of the path to your glory. Embrace your falls and learn from them. Take everything as a lesson and become the star that you truly are. That's not the one I wanted to read. Oh well. Oh, this one. Okay, I'm just gonna read this one just for the name of poetry, because this is just a really good poem. I love it. I'm gonna get it tatted right here. So I have two tattoos. I have this. You guys can't see it. I have this. Oh, it's gonna fuck up my whole setup here. Just for me a little hope. Oh fuck. Well, that's the beauty of doing live videos. Hey guys, we're live. Woo! Oh, seriously, this needs to be fixed. All right, there we go. So yeah, you know, lately it's just part of being. It's just part of going through an addiction and becoming better. And you know, sometimes you're just all over the fucking place. But I'm really proud of myself. I've done a lot of shit right. Other than staying sober, I'm doing good at work. Everything's good. You just gotta fucking work hard and keep on going. You know, I gotta worry about other shit later. So this is a poem by, what's his name? I'm gonna read it to you guys. See if you guys know who this is by. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pig from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the blow goings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of warmth and tears looms the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of years shall find me unafraid. It matters not how steer the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. It doesn't matter, I am the captain of my faith, I am the master of my faith, I am the captain of my soul. So like every time I'm feeling really weak, every time I'm feeling like I don't want to give into something, I read that and I remind myself that sometimes you just gotta suffer a lot to stay true to who you are. And it's how important it is to stay connected to who you are really. Before you try to have a connection with the rest of the world, before you try to discover and awaken yourself, you must learn yourself, know oneself. It's so important, you know. And going back to the subject that I've already spent 6 minutes not talking about, the message is very simple, you know. Maybe I'll make another video on this, but try to introduce the how are you into your hellos. You'll be surprised the amazing connections that you get from people, you know what I mean? To truly be interested in someone else's life. And even if it's not something that you want to hear, if it's not something, you know, it's just like, it just makes me feel great, you know. And I've noticed it too when I say it to people. Like, I get in an Uber and I'm like, hey, how are you? You know, how's your night going? You know, you relate a little bit, and life is just better that way, you know what I mean? Like, I've told you guys about this before, you know. I made it in my whole video about connection. This is just a tip on connection. Just like my video on learning how to take compliments, just like my video on don't fucking lie, just like my video or don't accept any criticism that does not come along with the learning experience. This is just another tip on how to make better connections, which is to add a how are you, a firm, direct, hi, how are you, to somebody, you know. Because a lot of the times, even if you don't want to know, people want to talk and they just want to tell you how they're doing, and they just, sometimes you like I said, you can even save a life. You don't know how stressed someone could be one day, and you randomly say hello to them and you ask them how they are, and they just pour out and tell you about their fucking day, and all of a sudden they'll go and shoot themselves, you know. And that's the best case scenario, or worst case scenario, making the best out of it. I don't know, but you get it, you know what I mean? So yeah, just say how are you to people, you know. Care about the world, care about how other people around your circle is doing, because don't forget, they're your reality. They form a part of your reality, you know, especially your nuclear, you know what I mean? Like, text a friend every once in a while, be like, bitch, how are you? How you been doing? You know what I mean? Like, push your friends to do better, connect. Don't miss your connections that you already have. Don't take them for granted, you know what I mean? Every once in a while, you must remind someone that you care to know how they're doing. You know, a lot of the times that can make a whole difference in a friendship, or the perspective that someone has of you, you know. So that's pretty much it, my message for the day. That it's okay to be a mess sometime, you know, as long as you're hitting your cues, as long as you're doing what you need to be doing, as long as you're listening to the messages from the world and you're following your gut and your heart and you're putting all of it into it. It's okay to fuck up, you know. It's all part of the path to your fucking glory, you know what I mean? It's okay to be all over the place sometimes. Make the fucking best out of it. Chaos will rage in, I heard on Facebook today, so you might as well make some good fucking reality out of it, because that's the only way to make order in your life, to step into the chaos. So shout out to the bitches in chaos right now, trying to make some order out of your motherfucking life. Keep your motherfucking head up. And this is a little advice that I got for all of you. Trying to incorporate the songs back into my, you know, this is called advice. I wrote this like a long time ago, and it's just a little bit of advice. Standing in the middle of the street, wondering where life has gone, telling people what they want to hear, so they won't ask too much. Following my dreams, following the wind, it has gone too far. Now I'm looking back, all I have to give is some good advice. Be careful what you ask for, be careful what you give. Put that in who you trust to, and in whom you believe. Don't ever go too far, don't ever stay too long. Don't you forget your home and who you really are. 'Cause nothing is forever, and life will not forgive. So hold into your dreams and ride 'em. You're a star. There's so many things I want to talk about today. Like, I watched this fucking documentary today. It was called "It's Greener," or the grass is greener, and it's a fucking good documentary. Let me tell you guys right now. I had me crying a little bit, but it made me want to read something. It was making a lot of focus on the whole like prophetizing out of jail and how it's the new slavery, and I fucking agree with all of that shit. It's a new world out there, said Cat Williams. Yeah, and it's important to stay woke. It's important to understand the strategy that them are using on us. You know, it's important to know their strategy. It's very important. So watch that fucking video. And it also talked a lot about nature and stuff. You know, talked a lot about nature and how we're fucking killing this fucking earth. And it made me want to read this a couple of stuff. Made me want to read a couple of stuff because it's very important that we understand our connection to the earth and to this world, you know, and to nature, to the physical world in which we live in, this living organ in which we reside in. You know, when I was 3 to 6 years old, my best friend, other than my grandma, was a tree. Not that I ever thought having a relationship with nature was odd, but when I was about 5 years old, the first movie I ever saw on the big screen was Pocahontas, and I absolutely loved it. Ever since, I raised my hand up to my head level to say, hello, you know, like how, but it's not how they say how, but that's how I used to say how, hello, like the Indians, because it's an Indian thing, according to Disney. And I don't mind accepting that I talk to Mother Nature sometimes. She always responds with a smile full of wind. You know, talking to nature is not a bad thing, you know? Like, if you have plants, fucking sing to them. Tell them you fucking love them. Go right now and tell your fucking plants that you fucking love them. You're gonna look like a total fucking weirdo, but you're not gonna look more weird than someone who talks to a fucking animal. You know? Go, like, you know, go and just tell your plants that you love them. Rub them a little. Give them a little love. It's just fucking water, you know? This is about the ocean. The ocean and I, and how I learned to respect your impetude and strength. From the moment I saw you, I ran into you with a daring attitude. I guess it's what we have in common. Nothing compared to your majestic waves and the foam that is ironically compared to God's truth, fairness, and balance. I love diving in face first and the way my body shapes in your currents. I almost died a few times, but friends don't let friends down. But friends don't let friends drown. I will forever respect you and adore the fun you gave me. Anyway, we're all stars. Let's shine like one.